A $50 million lawsuit has been filed against Shannon Sharpe, accusing him of assault and emotional abuse. But as soon as people saw the name Tony Busby, the attorney behind the case, many people checked out. Let's talk about why. Today's topic is Shannon Sharpe. According to the filing, the woman and Shannon Sharpe were in a consensual relationship that she says turned abusive. She alleges that Sharpe assaulted her at his home in October of 2024. Then, a few months later, she says she returned to pick up a gift from his home and she was assaulted again in January of 2025. Now, Sharpe denies all of it. He says the relationship was ongoing and consensual and that she continued to reach out and spend time with him voluntarily. His legal team even released text messages that they say shows continued communication, and I'm blushing just thinking about some of those text messages. They were definitely explicit, but the timeline I think does matter, and if those messages came after the alleged assault, then yeah, I think that complicates things for the accuser. If they came before the assault, not so much. So Sharpe also went online on Instagram and pointed out that the woman has an OnlyFans account, implying that this lawsuit is about money, not truth, essentially that it's a play day, and in the court of public opinion, we know that those kinds of details might stick. Then there's Tony Busby, the attorney representing the woman, and he's the same lawyer who just had a civil lawsuit against Jay-Z dismissed. He filed the lawsuit and he voluntarily dismissed it. The case unraveled quickly after public inconsistencies in the timeline and statements made by the accuser. So when people saw Tony Busby's name attached to this new lawsuit, a lot of people questioned whether the lawsuit had any weight. But this isn't the only allegation against Sharpe. Busby also says that there's another pending case in New York involving a different woman who also accuses Sharpe of assault. And this isn't the first time that Sharpe has been tied to legal drama. Accusations like this have followed him in various forms throughout his career. The lawsuit also talks about power and age. So Tony Busby goes on to talk about how the accuser was in her early 20s and Shannon Sharpe is in his 50s. They talk about how, yes, the relationship started consensually, but essentially, and at some point, she said no, and he did not stop. He didn't respect that. So these are civil allegations. No criminal charges have been filed as of yet, but Sharpe's legal team says that this is an all-out attempt at extortion, and they are fighting it aggressively. But still, with the Jay-Z case still fresh in people's minds and Tony Busby having a defamation suit filed against him by Jay-Z, it's no surprise that this case is met with scrutiny from really every angle. So in part 2, we'll talk about Shannon Sharpe's response, his claim that this is a targeted attack on Black men, and his plans to sue the woman for defamation. Part 2 is already posted, so go check it out.